I wanted to do a review of the Microsoft Surface since a lot of my friends would like to, they're curious about it. Um, I got the 128 gigabyte version, um, Surface Pro, which runs real Windows, not the RT version. Got this nifty touch cover that covers the screen. Not magnetic like the iPad's cover, but it stays on there. The Surface is incredibly quick. It boots up in seconds. I mean, this is completely off. And there it's on, which is faster than most computers come back from a sleep. It's able to be used right now. It's so fast. It's incredibly fast. This is Microsoft's vision for Windows 8, and this is basically the pinnacle of how it should be. Windows 8 isn't the greatest on a desktop computer, but it works out great here. It's so easy to do these gestures and stuff on here, and Justin Bieber's dying apparently. But it's incredibly fast and extremely smooth. It does have its glitches though. Sometimes I have a hard time getting the touch cover to work. I'll click it and just nothing will happen, so I'll have to undo it and redo it, and then most of the time that works that way. The touch cover is very nice. It has specific Windows buttons, like play, pause, a share, a search. Press search. You can search all the apps and everything. It's all together. It's put together very well. Everything works together about as nicely as you can hope from something Microsoft makes. The speakers are very nice. I have a Zune account, which is now Xbox Music, so I could play some music. Play some Drake, might as well. I do have some glitches sometimes where the speakers will be on mute for no apparent reason. I know I didn't mute them, but they're just muted. So I gotta press the volume on the side for it to get unmuted, or mute button here. I don't really see any software buttons like on screen where you could do this, where you could turn down the volume or mute or unmute it, except for in the desktop, which is, you know, your typical Windows, where you know, you just click the little speaker there. Normally, Windows 8 on the Surface is scaled, so everything's not at its full resolution. I personally don't like that. Surface has a full 1080p screen, so something this small of 10 inches, it definitely, icons and stuff are incredibly small and sometimes hard to hit, but it still does the job. During the desktop mode, it's basically a normal computer. There's none of that fancy stuff of the other ones. There is an on-screen keyboard, but when it's attached to this, you can't really get it unless you press the keyboard button down here. One thing that I never saw in videos, and it always worried me, was on an iPad or this, when it's in, this is normally horizontal, and iPad's mostly vertical. An iPad allows you to split the keyboard, doing a nice gesture where you just split your fingers and the keyboard splits. This doesn't do a nice gesture. There is a button over here where you can split the keyboard, and now it's in 3 sections where you could hold it with 2 hands and type pretty nicely. It's a nice feature. And there's also another one where you can write stuff with the included pen. Um, pen works very well. You could see here, which is it? CNN.com. Works very well. Sometimes it puts spaces, but yeah, that's okay. So insert it. I didn't click anything up here, so it's not actually going to go anywhere. So you're right. See, it even puts in the thing for you here. So you see CNN.com. So wait, I'm just going to wait for it to clock in, and then press enter, and then there's CNN. What stinks? Well, I guess it doesn't really stink, but if you click other things, the keyboard stays up there. I don't know if there's really a workaround for that. I know anybody that has an iPhone or an iPad, keyboard's up when you need it. It's not up when you don't. I'd like to see it just go away by itself when I'm ready to scroll the window. But until then, I have to press this button and then press another button showing the keyboard to go down. It's kind of a hassle, but I guess that's why they sell the touch cover. Surface. Can play real games. Got Steam on here. Don't expect it to play anything amazing. I have Counter-Strike Go on here, which doesn't work all that well with the touch cover, because I'm finding out that you can't really press more than 3 buttons at once on the touch cover, or it just stops working. So most computer games, W is to go forward. But if you're doing W and then maybe you want to go to the right a little, so you press D, and you're trying to move around at the same time, you're not able to move. It's very goofy. I don't understand why. I don't know if my touch cover is actually broken or what. But and as you can see, the Surface's screen, incredibly glare happy. It's not as bad as what it shows on my iPhone here, but I'm able to read it pretty clearly. My iPhone's kind of blowing it out of proportion here. This game plays pretty well. You're able to hook a... Let's see, let's play this. You're able to hook a mouse up and even another keyboard and stuff. And that should fix the problems with the button's not really working. You could probably just hook a mouse and then use this as the keyboard. It's really fine. It does have a full-size USB port right there. There's the volume. On the other side is the charger that's a lot like Apple's MagSafe. But again, in typical Microsoft fashion, the Surface is curved. You can see how it slants. That's the same for every single corner. So the charger is actually on an angle, which makes it very hard to get the charger in there nice and easy. It doesn't really, you gotta really work with it here to get it in there. See, it's still not actually in there even though it clicked. You gotta mess with it, and by the time you mess with it, it falls out and then gets in there finally. It's definitely not as nice as Apple's. Maybe it's because my cable's still so stiff because it's new, but it is what it is. The charger's very nice. If you've ever had a Zune, it's made out of like the same cables the Zunes always came with, where it's that soft, plasticky feeling cable. It's all flat cables. What's nice is the charger comes with a USB port on it, so you can plug your phone charger in it and whatever else you have that you'd like to charge. I'm sure hooking an iPhone up to it will probably make it explode, because it's kind of a paradox there. Here's a Counter-Strike here. I'm not going to be able to do good with the touch cover, but give it a go, I guess. Oh god, I'm getting shot at. Because I got the bots on easy, I would have died like 7 times playing this game normally here. I have it running. It's like a generic medium settings. But it's running at full resolution. Seems to run pretty smooth and very fast. Definitely upwards of 30 frames per second. Which is pretty good for a tablet. I mean, you're not going to see Counter-Strike Go on an iPad. It's very smooth. You're not going to play major games on this thing. That's not what it's for. But it's, you could waste some time with that. It will play games like League of Legends and other freebie games like that. Team Fortress 2. I'll be fine. I'm sure it'll play Angry Birds since everything plays Angry Birds. It's a nice little tablet. I like it a lot. I could have went the iPad route since everything else I own is Apple. I just felt the iPad's too much of the same. It's just it's just a big iPhone. So I mean, on this, I could get iTunes. I didn't download it yet, but I get iTunes and watch all my shows on there that I buy from iTunes. I could stream those to Apple TV. I could do everything that I could do on an iPad plus more on here. It might not be as good of an experience since all the apps on the iPad are specifically made for it, but I think it fits my needs nicely. The default Windows 8 apps, like People, they don't really make much sense to me. When it shows all my people here, you can't get iCloud on here, which annoys the crap out of me. And for some reason it shows like every single notification you've ever had on Facebook. I don't know why I need to see all those there. Then I can see what's new on Facebook, I guess is nice. I could definitely just go to Facebook and be able to do everything on there. Because this is basically just a news feed. It's a nice looking news feed and I can like and comment, but I can't search my friends. I can't do anything on here except just look at the news feed. It's nice, I guess, but limited in functionality. Messaging, also more of the same. I don't know really what you message here. It says up here I'm connected to Facebook and Microsoft MSN or whatever. But we're here, and I guess I can add people here. Let's see who's... Oh, it actually shows who's on. That's nice. A little green there. Let's see if I can find someone. Let's find the Ronimal. There he is. Choose. So I guess I could send Ron a message. Do sup. Dog Nizzle. That's pretty neat, I guess. I didn't ever notice that little plus sign there. That the glare is right on. But that's neat, I guess. But it's still limited. I can only talk to people on Facebook and on probably Skype since Microsoft owns them now. Photos, I don't have any photos on here yet. Calendar's a nice app. I don't have any of my stuff on here yet. So it's pretty barren looking, but it's incredibly fast and smooth. Definitely going to work on getting my stuff on here. Maps, I've actually never loaded it before. I'm not sure if it will work without an internet connection, probably not. But it's nice and smooth, and it's loading extremely fast. Says I'm in Menard, around Tyler Boulevard, which I'm not. I'm actually in Eastlake, somewhere right around here. But yeah, I digress. iPhone's not always as accurate either. It says I'm in Lakeline all the time. So, other than that, that's it. Weather, just your typical stuff. These are just normal Windows 8 things. Every Windows 8 thing has this. I can see that tomorrow is going to be crappy, but Saturday's going to be nice, excellent, and that's going to rain every day that I work, because that's just how it works. What's nice in this, with the Surface, to close apps, you just touch up here by the camera, pull your finger down to there, and it's just closed. You know, on the desktop version, it's kind of a pain and stuff. It's so easy on here. You can tell this is what Microsoft wanted. You can see all the apps that I have open here. I can pull this out, make that full screen, then I can swipe out again, change what it is, or I can swipe back and get, you know, everything in detail here. Pull it out a little. There's mine and Ronnie's conversation just in the sidebar, so I could browse my calendar for hours and still talk to Ron. It's very nice. Games and music is what you would expect. It's got generic apps like Cut the Rope and Jetpack Joyride. Music is Zune stuff. It's actually pretty neat. They have a option in here. You swipe up from the bottom, and there's let's see, I think I have to play it maybe. Let's see. Playback options. Where the hell is it at? Huh. I don't know what. Normally it has a play to Xbox option. It's kind of like their counter to AirPlay. It's a neat thing. All Windows 8 has that, not just the Surface. But other than that, the Surface is a really nice piece of equipment. It's very expensive for what it is. You could definitely buy a high-end PC for the price that I paid for this. Which, you know, maybe I should have done instead of getting this. But this will be nice to take with me. I know my MacBook's showing its age, and it's, I mean, this is actually a lot faster than my MacBook. Something else that nobody's ever talked about that I know of is what the touch cover actually feels like. It's like a rubbery felt kind of feeling stuff. Actually feels kind of cheap, kind of feels like a pool floaty. As you can see, it's never really been dirty before, but since I'm in the workroom here, it's dirty. I'm sure it'll come right off. Yeah, just lick my finger there. I'm sure it'll come right off. It seems like a pretty non-stick cover, but who knows? It's probably ruined forever now that I touched it to this counter, which is actually pretty clean because I wiped it off. But whatever. Also, if you'll notice, the touch cover, when you put it up, it does shut the screen off. It doesn't turn the screen on like a smart cover from for the iPad, but I guess you can't have everything. Here's the lock screen. You just swipe up, and then boom, it's right there. Other than that, it's a great device. Battery life is pretty awful, much like the reviews say. I've turned it on like 3 times before this video, You can see the battery's not full anymore, and I haven't even done anything. So it's been unplugged for less than an hour. Let's see. And the only way to check, from what I can tell, the battery is to go to desktop, click the battery icon. I even have it on power saver. It says I have 85% remaining, but only 4 hours of battery life. That's with nothing going on, obviously. So I mean, you start playing a game. I saw it where I had 86% battery life, and it was said I had like 42 minutes. So obviously, it's gonna change drastically based on what you're doing, because doing this stuff here is really nothing to the Surface, since it has the SSD, and that's hardly drawing any energy. But it's such a nice piece of hardware, and it has room to grow, and I think Microsoft's going to take care of it, because they really have to. Their first real endeavor in hardware, on the computer side at least, they failed the Zune, which was an awesome device, but I don't think they're really going to let this fail. I hope not, at least, because it was expensive. But at least if they stop supporting this, it just runs Windows. So I can update Windows, I can put Linux on this. I can do absolutely everything on here that I could do on a normal computer. So that's a plus. Hopefully all the Windows after this are going to be as touch friendly as this. Otherwise I'm going to have to start pressing these little tiny buttons down here, and it's going to be awful. Thank God they gave me the pen. But other than that, I think that's everything. The pen, I mean, it just draws. It's actually pressure sensitive, so you're able to, on a drawing app, not Photoshop right now, but I'm sure in the future you're going to be able to, it'll sense your pressure, so you'll do deeper lines the harder you push. I know there's some YouTube videos of some professional artists drawing like a whole cartoon show on here, and it looks pretty good, and it's fairly accurate. I mean, it goes right to where I want it and does what I want it to. Right here on the thing, on the side of the pen, is an actual button. You press it, and it's a right click. It's nice. That button also has ridges on it, the little dots there, which are the same as the charger, and it fits in the charger. Fits in the charger nicer than the actual charger, which is boggles my mind, but I digress. So I think that's it. Surface Pro, very nice if you're looking for a laptop that you could really take with you anywhere. This is a pretty good deal. I like it a lot, but it's definitely not for everybody, and Microsoft needs to figure out what they're going to do with this. So that's it.